And I realized I had built this, I folded this WX tender bottom the wrong way. So this is the remake, and coupler here, drawbar here, and the whistle hole goes on this side, on this side. And we got our holes matched up. This one's ready to clean and paint, and then transfer these wheel sets. Wanted to show you one more thing. The WX has the same coupler insert as the Madison cars. Now this is one I made. This is something else they don't sell anywhere. And if you put it in the 6-wheel truck frame, it's what allows the coil. This is an earlier version with the fiber bottom, nickel journal period. Later ones were like this, but it still has this configuration where it goes up and around. There is a way to use a flat bar, and I'll show you. It's see, that's your front truck for these, but this is the U-shaped one. Then there's a flat one. Well, if you use a flat one, bend it up and put heat shrink on it before you put it inside the frame, this can't ground out on it. You see, this is why they made it go up like that. So this wouldn't touch. If you put the flat bar here, it could touch. But if you insulate the flat bar, you can do it, and you can make just a straight drawbar and attach it to here. You know, like if this was just straight with no brace. This is what keeps these trucks from flexing and the wheels popping out. So those are the variations. And they quit making these because they actually took longer to install, took more time to make. So they went to these and started using those universal coils that could go on 4- and 6-wheel trucks. This pretty much was used on 4-wheel trucks, but not the frame. But when they attached this whole thing to the axles on the wheels, see, like, you got to take this apart just to put the wheels in. And there's a coil wire that's hooked to here, and if you break it, it's real fine. Like I said, it was about saving labor, making it faster to make. So that's why they eliminated this kind. But you'll find these on 226s before they made the Hudson. You'll find them on the oil type 263Ws, Vanderbilt tenders. Somebody put these on a crane car, and I saw it had them, so I bought them, cleaned them. These were pretty grody, but all the wheels have been tumbled, and instead of having a push rod, these have this is an electromagnet, and it actually lifts the coupler. See, this is a straight coupler. It's like used on most everything. Whether they had electric couplers or not, they had these. You can buy this type coupler. It's that offset low. No. Now we tumbled that. It had some rust on it, but see, when you articulate, put this on the car, and you put your swivel pin here. The way this one works is the magnet energizes and it opens the coupler. And this is the whole assembly that goes through that slot in the back of the tender. We'll show you these when we put them together on the W tenders, the 2226Ws. There's a set of wheels that they weren't pitted, they just had surface rust, but these got done in the fabric softener. And if you see, the standard wheels Lionel made were just tin and stamped, and they didn't shine like that. They look more like this, or duller. So that this actually shined the tin plating, and it was in the same. You do the liquid in the pins, and then you gotta rinse it and dry them and bake them in the oven so there's no water left in these, so they don't rust. Then you put them back in the tumbler with cotton balls and pins. That's what you get. So see, these have been tumbled and shined, and these are the flat style bars. And what I wanted to show you is, get a good close up here. See this flat bar, I put a piece of heat shrink tubing on it and shrank it. And then see, it would ground out. It only has a slight bend in it, but now this roller can sit right on it, and it won't ground out. And it is, if you don't want to make the U-shaped brackets, I don't know what I did with it, you can use a flat one. Like this is a low offset without the bracket. I made probably a year and a half ago, and it has the low offset coupler. Okay, so now here we're just testing out the coupler holes and making sure the pins fit. So this articulated, this piece on the coupler that goes up is what keeps it positioned. That's what this hole is for. Now we gotta fix it. Like right here. So now the pin's here, and when you move the truck, it keeps the coupler in line. But we gotta just work it a little bit more. It needs to come to the side. We got it now. Right? There we go. Wait. It can only go so far. It'll hit this. So if you got the range, we're far enough here, this needs a little adjustment still. That's it. Now, wipe this blue off with a lacquer thinner. Put some lithoform on the galvanized to make it so the paint sticks. And then it gets shot flat black. And then it's ready to assemble. And it's done. I left this out, but these holes are punched with that Whitney punch undersized so they fit the dial center, so they don't wobble around in there. And it helps keep the dishes centered when we're doing it. But this is a ream, and you just touch it up a little, and then the so that the pin just fits. You don't want any slop in it. You just want to where it can move freely. And see the front truck, these are the earlier type contact rollers, and they were on lots of the 2226 tenders, and you can, the other ones attached with the coil to this frame, but this is very common. These bars, they're in the four-wheel trucks, the earlier ones. The U-shaped ones came later, but they also have this fiber mount that's riveted to them for this roller pickup assembly. And you screw the wire to this for the whistle. So when it comes to making tenders, the hard U-shaped part you can make for the rear truck. The front one, you just need braces. Whatever, and the thing that determines that is the size hole they punched in the side here. And one other thing I should mention, the early ones had fat axles, and they had fat wheels, and the holes are punched bigger in the frame to accommodate that. Later ones, the holes were smaller, but the thin axles, as it turns out, they did it to save money, metal, and make them cheaper. But the skinny axles actually have less friction, and the wheels roll better than any of the later ones. And then they went to the post-war with the iron wheels and the axles, and they, instead of having just a thin piece of metal on either side touching the axle, those iron wheels, there's more friction in those. So, but if they're clean and they have a little oil on them, All these wheels roll good. Okay. You can email me at diywithcraig@gmail.com.